Australian agency MYC is pleased to present the Study in Australia seminar. Australian agency MYC was established in year 2000 in Australia. Few months later in Tehran, in 2010 Malaysia branch commenced operations, and year 2012 was the year for our South American branch in Chile. 2016 is the year that we went global virtually with a state-of-the-art platform. With experience since year 2000, we have helped thousands of students around the globe.
Australian agency MYC has helped thousands of students and their families to pursue their education and lifetime dream in Australia and New Zealand.
We have been helping students for many years.
You have the choice of applying direct or through us, but be aware one mistake and immigration department will have you for breakfast.
Applying directly can be frustrating, lots of paperwork, many unknown answers, ever-changing regulations, lengthy process.
We can take all that away from you. We help you to find the right course, the right university, obtain a university offer letter, apply for a visa, find an accommodation and settle in beautiful Australia.
We're by your side all the way. We're caring,
professional,
reliable,
ethical,
and we love what we do.
Don't take our words for it, ask our previous students.
We love changing lives to better. Let us help you to change yours.
Why Australia? Well, there are a number of reasons why we believe Australia is the best choice. Let's find out why. Quality of education, which is one of the highest standards in the world. Internationally recognised qualifications. The graduates from Australia are well desired by all employers around the world. It is truly a multicultural environment. There are people from all around the world in Australia, which makes Australia an advancing country and a multicultural society. We are very accepting of all cultures. The work right for international students is unique, and the good thing about that is that work opportunities are available to students, so students who desire work can actually find work. Costs of living and studying are relatively low in comparison with other popular study destinations, so if you compare it to the UK or the USA, it is much more economical. Plus, as explained, students have work rights and many jobs are available to cover a portion of your costs during your studies. The climate, I don't believe there is any need to emphasize on that. Australia has a very beautiful Mediterranean climate. It's got a warm, nice summer and the winters are very pleasant and it does not get too cold. There is a student health cover and insurance which covers all the aspects of students' health. Accidents and illness might happen during your stay here. The student health insurance will protect you in such circumstances. There are more benefits. It is safe and peaceful. It is one of the safest countries in the world. People observe and respect each other's rights, which makes it a very civil society. The minimum wages are very high, so that makes it possible for students to enjoy a good lifestyle. It is an English-speaking country, and as you would appreciate, it is much easier and efficient to learn English in an English-speaking country. It allows you to learn to speak the language as a native. There are great opportunities prior and post-graduation, so during your studies and after your studies, the conditions on our visa allows you to work and also stay upon completion of your graduation and work, gaining valuable experience in the real work environment. The graduate visa option is a great option when you finish 2 years of studies in Australia. Depending on your level of studies, you are allowed to stay from 18 months up to 4 years. The possibility of permanent residency is also there. Once you graduate from an Australian university, it may give you enough points along with other requirements that exist, and often students meet the criteria to apply for a permanent residency upon graduation. Great news is that your family can accompany you. So if you're a student with a family, your spouse and children can actually be your dependents and come along with you on dependent visa, and your spouse will enjoy some work rights and your children can go to school here. Australian cities are very often among the top 10 selected best cities in the world. These evaluations confirm the quality of life in Australia. These are some of the universities that we represent in Australia, and they are great partners with us. We work very closely with them to provide the best services to our students. These are just some of our students that we have assisted on their path to their Australian journey and have enjoyed watching them achieve their dreams. Your picture could be in that list too. Levels of studies in Australia varies. You can study English, go to school, you can join a vocational sector, which is a technical training, you could join an undergraduate program, which will result in a bachelor degree. You can also join a postgraduate coursework or a research program, which could lead to a master's degree or PhD. English is divided into different sectors. There is General English, English for Academic Purposes, EAP, English for Special Purposes such as medical or engineering. LELT's Preparation General English course have more flexible intakes, so the General English intakes are available. EAP intakes are more aligned with university intakes. The duration of the course varies on each student's needs and wants. It could be as short as 4 weeks. School duration in Australia is 12 years. The school calendar starts from January to December. School terms are January, April, July, and October. As you see, there are 4 terms. There are 2 types of schools in Australia, government and private. The cost varies between $5,000 to $15,000 per year. At times, it could even be higher than that in private schools. Guardianship by blue card holders or one parent as a guardian. So what it means is that if you can't accompany your child to Australia, there are government-approved and registered guardians here which hold a blue card and they become the caretaker of your child in your absence. The other option is that one of the student's parents can accompany them until they reach 18 years old. Guardian visa is only for one parent, so both parents are not eligible for this visa. The Guardian visa is only issued to one parent, and they can only attend 2 English classes part-time. There is no work rights for guardians. Vocational studies, commonly known as TAFE, Technical and Further Education. Technical education is one of the strongest points of Australian education. You can choose technical courses for technical careers, or use them as pathways for further education to undergraduate studies in universities. The duration of courses varies, between 3 months to 2 years. The LELTS requirements is 5 to 5.5, the cost is $5,000 to $20,000 per year. However, it is safe to say the average is very often between $8,000 to $12,000. Undergraduate Bachelor Degree. There is a huge range of courses. Over 400 courses are offered in Australia in any given time. Semesters begin in February and July, rarely in October, summer intake. LELT's academic requirement is normally 6 with no subscore under 5.5. If you do not meet the required score, you may need to take some English classes. The academic requirement for bachelor degree is to hold a high school diploma or an equivalent to Australian high school diploma. The duration of bachelor could vary from 2 to 5 years. IT and business courses are 3, engineering is 4, double degrees and medical care are normally 5 years. The cost varies from $18,000 to $35,000 for some medical courses above $40,000. We can obtain a conditional offer letter and the students can provide the English results at a later stage. If the students do not meet the academic or English requirements, there are pathways available in universities that can participate in, which upon successful completion will satisfy the requirements. Their 2-year bachelor degrees are very limited and there are 3 semesters per year, so you would have a summer course as well. Postgraduate coursework. There are a number of postgraduate studies with various lengths. The graduate certificates is 6 months. The graduate diploma is 1 year. And the masters are 1 to 2 years. So you have the option to just study 6 months and become a graduate certificate holder, or you can continue. You can have gaps in between them, and the LELTS requirements is 6.5 with no subscores below 6. Entry requirement asks for a related bachelor degree for most of the principles. There are some exceptions, like IT and business, which are a bit more flexible in terms of having related bachelor degree. Related work experience could be a requirement for some principles and certainly beneficial in others. In some cases, work experience can be considered equivalent to a bachelor's degree for postgraduate program requirement. The cost is between $18,000 and $35,000. Some courses, such as law, require a higher LELT score. Obviously, because there are lots of language-based courses that require excellent command over English language. Some specific courses are offered on the first semester only, such as health-related courses. We can obtain conditional offer letters, and students can provide their English test results at a later stage, so you do not need to wait for your results to come to apply. If the student does not meet the English requirements, they can attend English classes prior to their actual course. Postgraduate by research, Masters. It could vary from 1 to 2 years. The academic LELTS requirements is normally 6.5 or 7, depending on the course. The cost is anywhere between $25,000 to $35,000. The Master by Research is often used as a pathway to PhD. When students don't meet the PhD requirements, they usually choose this pathway. It is a 3 to 5 year course. The LELTS requirements is 6.5 to 7. The cost per year is $25,000 to $35,000. There is a requirement for strong research proposal. There is an emphasis on research background. They want to see you have done some research in the past. Referral from previous academics is really important. Related bachelor and master's is a must. And school-aged dependents of PhD students can enjoy free education, which we find to be an immense advantage for PhD students. Scholarships. Scholarships are funded by government, universities, or private organisations. The amount of scholarships varies. Each scholarship may offer full or partial funds. There are certain deadlines that we can advise you on, and you need to have a valid offer letter to apply for a scholarship, so the first step is always to obtain an offer letter. Australian visas. There are different criteria on visa. There are many points that need to be pointed out. The visa duration, the visa subclass. There are over 200 visa subclasses. One of the streams is student visa, which has its own subclass, SVP, Streamlined Visa Processing, which has introduced the GTE, Genuine Temporary Entrance. This new processing system has involved the education providers and their agents to identify genuine students more accurately. Financial requirements will be discussed in detail in the next slide. Your dependents can accompany you. They all have their own criteria. There are work rights for students and their spouse. Again, we won't get into those details as each visa has its own regulation. So we are happy to talk or respond to your email to advise you privately on these matters. Visa application fees as of March 2016 are as follow. Main applicant is $550. Dependents who are 18 years and above are $410. Dependents below 18 years of age are $135. These are one-off payments, and they are for the entire duration of your education in Australia. Finances. There are costs involved, perhaps not as much as in this picture. The recommended amount for living cost as of March 2016 by the Immigration Department is $18,610 annually per student. Well, this varies from student to student. We have students who have spent half of that amount, and we have students who have spent double of that. So it really comes down to one's spending habits. Immigration recommended amount for student's partner is $6,550 extra on top of what you have to spend, and your first child $3,720, and every other child is $2,790 extra. You need to satisfy the department that you have access to enough funds to support yourself and your accompanying family while studying in Australia. Why Australian agencies? There are a number of reasons that we highly recommend you use Australian Agency MYC. We are professionals and we help you in finding the right program. Many students are confused in deciding the right program as well as how to choose a suitable provider. We try to help them to choose the correct path and provider to suit their circumstances, individual needs and wants. We make sure that they are aware of all entry requirements and deadlines as well as filling up all the relevant application forms correctly. We are authorised by universities to certify documentation. This practice is offered to you free of charge and you end up saving plenty of time and money. We help you to obtain offer letters from various universities rather than being limited to one provider. The offer letters can often be confusing. There are many details to comprehend, such as payments and deadlines that are crucial when accepting the offer letter. We also advise and assist you on payment methods, visa documentation and application. Pre-departing briefing. Ticket purchase, airport pickup, organising a temporary accommodation, and opening up a bank account are just a few more detailed services that we provide. Amending your CV to increase your chances of finding a casual job in Australia, which will be very beneficial to you upon arrival, as well as health insurance arrangements and student support. MYC services. MYC services benefits include increasing efficiency, saving you lots of time and money, minimizing risks and errors on your application and documentation, providing you with plenty of options. The process is as stress-free and fast as possible with us. How to start. We encourage you to do your own research about us and Australia. Appoint us as your agents so that we can act on your behalf and protect your interests. Fill up our simplified forms and provide us with required documentation and leave the rest to us. Please note all payments are to be made directly to the education provider and we refuse to accept any payment on their behalf. We shake your hand and we hope that we can help you to achieve your Australian dreams as we have done for thousands of other students.